Alright, hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. And today, I'm going to talk about Google Earth. I've done a video on Google Earth on how to go through it, find spots to fish, but I really want to emphasize that most people, they say they use this, but your most average angler doesn't really use this technique to help break down water, find areas to fish, and be able to get on a new body of water and be able to go quickly about waypoints and knowing where you're kind of going to start. And so today I kind of want to just go over how I use Google Earth and show you the benefits of using Google Earth. And we're going to start with this picture here. As you see, there's a boat down here fishing this rock point. But with Google Earth, if you download Google Earth Pro is what you're going to need on your desktop, you're able to go back in the history. You have a little bar here. And let me just show you real quick. This is recent photo a couple of years ago, and then if you click, you can find when that water gets really low. So you can see the difference between those two photos right there. And so here's all that rock that guy was fishing, all this rock over here. And what I'll do is I'll try to, it works best on lakes that actually fluctuate. This is Bugs Island, one of the local lakes around here. I've done some videos on it. But I mean, just look how beneficial this is, because you can get the photos where the water is really brought down, and you wouldn't have seen this before. And this is a nice point right here, a little, this is kind of like a pocket, and then the main kind of area over here of the creek where these fish will hang out. But they'll also be able to pull up on this rock here. This is a nice little rock patch there that you wouldn't know was there if you just came and fished. You'd just be fishing around trying to scan with electronics. Well, now, if the water is up, you got rock here, but you also have rock out here. And that's a prime example of when you're also fishing the bank or going down the bank and you start seeing kind of rock formations and things like this. Most of the time, you're going to even have rock even come further out. So it's always worth checking. But I mean, with using Google Earth, you can also, in one of my other videos on here using Google Earth, you can click on it. And what I'll do is I'll just drop a point there, and then eventually, and I save them in the files over here. And you can save them all, and you can actually transfer them to your Lowrance unit or your Humminbird or whatever unit you have. And that way, when you come to the lake, you have a waypoint right on these rock piles. And you can even see out here, even a little deeper, there's still some rocky patch on this point that's under the water. And these are good spots to fish, year round. I mean, if the water was this low right about now, I've caught fish that have been spawning on rocks like this. And just throughout the year, when the water comes up, dragging a Carolina rig right there, or a wobblehead, or even throwing crankbaits just along these areas is a great way to catch fish. And that's what I like about using Google Earth, and that's how I do it. And I'll just work down the bank. As you can see here, when I zoom in, this is a laydown. This is a fallen over tree right here up on this bank, and you wouldn't know that was there when you just, because it's basic, you can't even see it. But if you use the Google Earth and go through the history, just backtrack on it, find when the water was low, and boom, there's your laydown. And so you can put a waypoint on that, come over there, throw a jig, drag a shaky head or a drop shot around that, and most likely catch fish. I have caught a lot of fish using this, and I've been able to pull up on spots, cast to the waypoint that I have downloaded into my unit, and catch fish. And I'll give you a prime example of one that I did actually on this lake. Let me see if I can remember. It was over, I believe it was over here. Yep. Okay. So I had marked all this scattered rock right here. A couple of years ago when I came to fish a tournament here, I had actually put a waypoint here, and a waypoint here, and I knew it was crumbled rock, scattered rock, and I pulled up there, never fished there before, took a wobble head out, cast to the waypoint, hit the bottom, literally pulled the rod tip once, and caught about a 2.5 pound largemouth. So I'm telling you guys, this is just a great way, especially if you have a lake that fluctuates, to really help you break down water quickly. And that way also, once you get these waypoints all in your units, when you show up to the body of water, you kind of have an idea of where you're going to start, and you'll have pockets and coves. Say something like this. Say you have multiple waypoints in here. You know you're not wasting your time coming in here because you're going to have 7, 8, 10 waypoints, basically, where you're like, okay, I'm going to go to where I have a lot of waypoints so I can fish and start catching fish, and basically that can kind of clue you in to build on more. And then when you start catching them on one certain thing, such as wood, laydowns, docks, rock piles, things like that, then you can go back onto your unit, look at all your waypoints, and be like, well, this cove's got a bunch of rocks, I'm going to go over there. Or this point, or this cove's got a lot of laydowns, I'm going to go over there. And so it's just a good way to efficiently break down water and save time, because I mean, a lot of times when you're going to lakes you haven't been to, that's the main thing. You don't want to spend all your time having to drive around, idle, mark these things, and then come back through and fish them. You can already have all these waypoints down in your unit, and that way when you get to the body of water, you're able to just go ahead, throw the trolling motor down, and get to fishing. So again, guys, I hope you like this video. Basically, use Google Earth. It is a great tool when it's applicable. I mean, you can use it even when the water doesn't fluctuate. You can mark docks, laydowns. I've used it on Lake Norman for marking docks that have been dredged out, finding those dredged docks so they would have deeper water, and then I can just save time because I know I can go here, here, and here. I got 3 docks in a row, or I got 5 laydowns in this pocket that look really good, and that way you're just saving time, you're catching fish, and you're marking waypoints without having to idle around. I mean, what's better than that? So hope you guys like this video. Hope you use this. A lot of guys aren't using this. I mean, not your regular average fisherman. Your tournament guys use this a lot, but a lot of guys still don't even use it as much to this day, and it's going to give you an advantage on the water, whether you're in tournaments or just out fun fishing. And I appreciate it, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.